Welcome back again. I'm Sadek from Epify Lab, and this tutorial is going to be really good for the Laravel lovers and also the Vue.js developers. So if you want to develop your application in a bigger level, and if you work with a team, or maybe your code base has become large, so you need a maintainable code, I hope this tutorial is going to help you. So let's get started. I have a Laravel Vue setup right now here. And yeah, this is completely spa application, and you can do spa and combine both. So let's get started. Before I go show you the Laravel part, I need to tell you I'm using one of the plugin called Laravel module. So this is really nice, used by many, so you can check them out, and you can see the documentation how they work all together. And yes, so you can see how their structure works, and so if you run some command, it will have their own modules. So yeah, for this Vue.js setup, I had to skip this part, so I do not do this way. Instead, I have my own Vue.js setup. And okay, so let's get started from the entry point, and if you try it out, you will be able to understand how it all works together. Okay, so the main entry point is the web.php file, and you can see if you hit your initial route, it is going to hit this one, and it will just return your welcome blade. So if you go to the welcome blade, you will see that it has nothing but a component, Vue.js component, a main app. And if we go to JavaScript JS file, and then if we go to app.js, you see pretty much basic setup that everyone has in their Laravel installations. So if you can see, you can see that main app has a component coming from component folder, and it also has a basic master store, and that is it. It has nothing but a simple basic store. And if you go to the component, it has the main app, and in main app you can see I just have a routing declared here, and also with some transitions between pages to pages. And yeah, so once this is done, when the thread comes here, it will actually hit the router JS file, and this is where the things becomes really important. So yeah, when it says okay, this is the route it is hitting, then it will show you the home component. So this is the home component. This is the home component, and it is getting loaded. Okay, so if I load this one, you can see this is the home page. So this page is getting loaded. Okay, perfect. Now you can see there is something different I have in my code, which is here all the route that is declared in different modules will be dynamically imported, so that you do not have to touch your master route. So instead, if you have team different developer working for different modules, for example, let's say someone is developing or working on chat features, or someone is working on authentication, yeah, they can code in their own folders and modules, so they can define their own routing, so no one touches other codes as well. And this code make things possible. So yeah, let me show you inside the module how it all works. So if I open my module folder, you see test and user. I have two modules set up for the testing purpose. And if I come here, I will see again there's a lot of things happening here. And yeah, if I open the test modules, you can see I have pages, route, store, and its own index.js file. So that is actually the purpose of the router. So yeah, that one was not used actually, so this one mainly is getting used. Yeah, so I have some problem for testing. So yeah, I had a setup. Okay, if I set up the routes outside the router, what happens, and what if I can have the routing inside the routing. So yeah, both works together, but yeah, I will go with inside the router instead. Okay, so that works fine. So I did not remove this file, so yeah, I will delete it later. Okay, let's delete this file as well, no need. So if I open the router, I have index.js file, and it has the test module. So if I hit the test module, it should show me the component test page. So this component is coming from its own pages and test page, so this one should be loaded. You see this is a test page loading from the test module. So yeah, it's working, it's all working. Now, the things get becomes really harder to maintain your state across different modules. This is a little bit complex idea you need to understand carefully. But the basic things is that if you, let's say this is a test, someone is working on it, you can define your own pages, and also you can have your own components here. Yeah, that's easy. And also you can define all of the routes here. So yeah, your routing will be automatically merged with the rest of the project modules. Perfect. Now, or if you open the store, there this one is the complicated things you have to understand little and little bit different than the normal Vuex store. So let me show you this one to you, because it's a little bit different. You have to learn a little bit to use that. Okay, now if I open this one, let's do some little coding here, and let's try with the created hook. And if I simply just console to see what happened in my store, and you can see something really interesting, I hope. Okay, and this video can become a little bit longer, so I hope you guys stay with me. Okay, so this is not getting updated simply because I have not run the watch command. So let's run it, npm run watch. Okay, so you see the store, and if you see the state, you have actually the number in main state. So this is the master state outside of the module, so it is coming from outside of the modules here, this one. And you have two more objects, which is test user index and user store index. Okay, so both them has this one test module number, and it has also test module number. So if I go to the user modules, so let's go to the user modules, and if we have the store, let's change it, instead of test we can say user module number, and let's change this number to something 5000. So as you can see, okay, let me make it more easier for us to just see the state and remove rest of the things. Okay, here you go. So we have test store index and user store index, and both are object. They have test module number, and this one has the user module number 5000. So they are different. So now let me show you how you can access. So this is your module, and let me see how you can access your own module state from here. So yeah, let me show you. We can access completely directly. Okay, now before I show you, let me explain why this weird name came from, why it is test, then store, then index, and why it is user, then store, then index. So let me show you why it is. Okay, if I show you the modules, you see the module name is test, and this one name is user. So that is what we have here, because when we are merging, we are taking the folder name into consideration. So store the test, and then you have the store folder, that's why it is store. And then since it is in answer the index, so it is index. So it's mainly taking that file name, and then it is concatenating together. Yeah, that is why it is showing like that. So it will be same for any modules. If you set up a module, let's say called chat, the module name would be chat store index, like this. Okay, I hope you understand the naming. And now let me access this test store in number. So all I need to do is that. Okay, let me refresh this page. We have this one, and I just need to access this. Okay, I have the number. So now I'm accessing this one directly. Now let's access this using a getter function or getter. So here let's declare one method. Let's say get test module number, and pass the state here, and simply return I hope you already know the basic Vuex things. Otherwise, this tutorial is going to be really complicated. Okay, so yeah, now let me show you how we can access this one. This one is also a little bit different. So let me show you again the store things. We have getter here. You see, we have getters here, and it is all same user store index, then get test module number. I think I declared it in the wrong place. In here, so yeah, it's I have declared it in the wrong place, so let's declare it in the store here. Perfect. You see, test store index, then get test module number, so we can access that directly now. Okay, let's import our map getters, import map getters, and also map mutation maybe from Vuex. So I will show you how you can commit your data. And now let's use something computed. You can give any variable name, let's say test module number. It can be simply anything, it's just your own variable to be to use in this component directly. So yeah, and again this is the same thing, we need to pass our store name. So this is simply coming from test store then index, so test store index, and then we need to pass this name here. Perfect, and now you can actually access this one this way. Test module number getter is missing. Okay, so it's not like that, I just forgot, so it will be map getters, and then it will be like that. Okay, it's giving undefined, so let me check why it is happening. Okay, so it's undefined because I'm accessing the wrong place again. It should be test module number, not user module number. Perfect, you can see I have the number correctly here. So let's make a nice cute number. Let's say 1000 is a good number. 1000. Okay, now let me show you some mutation as well here. Okay, the test module number is, we can simply access this one now. Perfect. Now let's make some function here to increase the number and also maybe decrease the number. So let's say add click, change number, and we can pass 1 here, and we can say okay, this will increase number, and we can have another button that will simply decrease the number. So we just pass the actual number to decrease, and let's define the method now. And yeah, you can say number, doesn't matter. Now we will actually commit store.commit. Again, we need to define our store, and then we will actually write a mutation file here, change test module number, we pass state and the number. Now state dot plus equal number. It should work now. Okay, unknown mutation, oh sorry, I have to give that, and I have to pass the number as well as a payload. Okay, you see it's working. It's okay. Increase decrease working perfectly. So yeah, this is how you can set up your own modular way of coding, and you can also use your own store. Everyone can have their own store, or they can use the other user store, or they can use the master store. They can do anything. And so far I feel like okay, Vue.js is really awesome with this kind of setup, especially for the larger projects. Okay, and also in Vue.js 3 is coming with really awesome things. Hopefully we will be able to separate a lot of cool things differently. And yeah, it's up to you. Now this is the part one. In part two I will show you how we can do the same similar setup with the modular in Laravel. But yeah, Laravel is not that much hard because it is already using a plugin. uh, Someone developed a really nice plugin, okay, and it has been used by many, so it is already tested and you can trust them, and I really like them. But here, yeah, they have a query, and you can have your own user query that returns all the query. And yeah, so that you can reuse all of your query. You have the services routes. Yeah, and the best thing is, again, here you can have your own routing. And yeah, I normally I do not use these resources at all, simply because I have my own Vue.js setup, so I just ignore that. Other than this, all seems really cool and powerful. Okay, so guys, if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe this channel, because we are going to have we're going to upload so much more cool videos on different technologies, especially on mobile development as well, and also the web development. And we are going to show you some real life project based applications. Yeah, so if you like this video, please subscribe, like, and share this video. Thank you so much. Hope to see you in my next video. Thank you.